57 Radio.
Rebels, we are back again. How are you doing? Very much kindly. Thank you. Yeah, we're here to talk sports and things and stuff and such. I hope you are ready to go. Plenty to get into without doubt. Everything is rolling. College, NFL, and if you don't pick 'em. Just ignore last week. It didn't happen. It wasn't real. It was fake. That's it. Yeah, it was just something. It was an accident. No, we were horrible. We were absolutely brutal, and we'll try to make up for that. So just vote. Just pick opposite, and you'll be good. So, without further ado, let's get into this debacle we call DSR2. I am Scrappy, and here's your host, the man, the myth, the legend, Johnny the Moose.
Hey, we're back here for another edition of DSR2 on this Wednesday here in November. Actually, the temperature was high, so it was nice, but it was gray, it was cloudy, it was rainy, and then the bottom drops out, and we're maybe going to hit 40 tomorrow. So we got lots here to talk about. We've got a new Cy Young winner for both the AL and the NL on there. We'll get into that. It looks like Verlander has signed a deal with the Astros, so he's sticking with Houston for at least 2022. We'll get into that. Of course, again, as we said, our pick'ems, just dig a hole and bury it.
Yes.
Just like the Lions say to all the losses. Just dig a hole and bury them.
It didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
Yes. It didn't exist.
The good news is they're undefeated in November. Granted, they had a bye week and but yeah, this has been the craziest year in the NFL on there. Upset City, teams that are losing to teams that have no business losing to.
Yeah.
And again, I'm sorry. Again, we can't pick them to save our life here, and I don't know what the hell to say about that. I mean, when you're 9 and 10-point favorite and you lose, what the hell is that all about?
It's been bad for us in the pick'em department, but we talked about this before, Moose. We joke when we come back from our summer vacation and we start doing the NFL stuff and we do all the preseason bullshit predictions but this one was legit. I knew it was going to be like this. Yes. We talked about it, Moose. We talked about it here on the show. I'll run the tape back if we have to. But I really had no doubt that it would be one of those years that no matter what you did, you'd kind of be wrong. I mean, it's just but some of this stuff, did you really see it happening? Like, as much as I said that and I thought that, and we goofed about that, I didn't know. I don't know, man. I guess somewhere in my brain, it wouldn't let me think it would be like this. I mean, who thought you'd have, what was it, last week? We had a 6-9 game. What the hell is that?
Yeah.
This week, the tie game. What's that? Bucks lost to the Washington football. Get out of here.
Yeah.
The Bills this year, I mean,
they look great, and then you go, what the hell? There's 2 games where they lost they had no business losing to.
I mean, it's just so weird. And Dallas is up and down, and I don't know. Is New England starting to get it together? It's oh my God. It's like
might be Mac Jones might be the best quarterback out of the draft.
This it's like I feel like this year I could just tattoo my hand on my face and it's just a face palm constantly. It would save me smacking myself.
So we got that. And then again, we got people for fans of the University of Cincinnati whining about why aren't they in the number 4 team? They're undefeated. Dude, play in a better conference.
Well, that's kind of what it boils down to.
You're in the AAC. Not to be a dick. Dude, who do you play?
Yeah,
I mean, you play freaking nobodies. I mean, again, you barely beat Tulsa and you barely beat Navy, and both those 2 teams are terrible. Your signature win is against Notre Dame, which is not a very good team. They're okay this year. Dude, play in a better conference. You want to go in there? make a move and try to get to the ACC, or make a move and try to get to like the Big Ten or something like that.
Yeah.
Get in a better conference.
Yeah, I mean,
Because again, don't tell me yet. Oh, we deserve to be there, dude. You played Georgia. You're losing by 4 touchdowns.
yeah, no, you're right. I mean, and that's one of those things that if you be careful what you wish for. Like
Right.
the fans are clamoring for it, and people are clamoring for it, but. That's why the expansion's got to happen. It's just we got to set this out 2 more years. It's
Right.
not till 2024. We talked about it, dude. There is no way that these TV companies are going to allow that contract to go down where ESPN basically owns everything.
No, that's not happening.
That's not happening. So it's not getting breached until 2024.
When that TV contract expires with ESPN, trust me, when that does on there,
Yeah.
guess what? ESPN's not going to have a stranglehold on that college football anymore. They
Right.
can't afford to begin with.
Well, no. And why do you think they've been going back to these other sports? Because they know they're going to need effing content.
Right. Because,
And
college football is going to say, hey, you know what? Fox will come up there and say, we'll take part of them.
Yep. That's why they got, they see USA and all these other networks getting in on hockey and all this other stuff. And they're like, you know what? We better get back there and get some of that because we're going to lose some college football clout.
Right. Yeah. And they don't have the full clout of college basketball because that's still CBS has got the tournament. They've got that for what? Another 10 years or something ridiculous?
Something like that.
For the
2028 or 26. Yeah, something like that.
So we got that on there. And again, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Again, right now for their early pregame show, I'll listen to Fox's pregame show over ESPN's.
Yeah.
For college football.
Sure.
Granted, Bob Soups wasn't as good as Urban Meyer in the booth and that, but I'll take the rest of the guys over at ESPN. I mean, dude, as much as I love Lee Corso, dude, let him go.
Yeah.
Let him retire and enjoy the rest of his life.
I'm telling you.
I mean, on there.
Well, maybe he doesn't want to go, but still.
He's got nothing else to do.
Maybe.
Well, we're not seeing Dickie V right now because he's battling cancer and going through radiation and chemo.
I feel bad, but
I hope again. It was time for him too to hang it up.
Yeah, I agree. He became a caricature of himself on the air. I don't want to talk say anything ill about the guy when he's going through his thing, and he is a legend without a doubt. But yeah, at this point in his career, he should be enjoying his family and all the hard work that he's put in over the years, and he doesn't need to do all that. And I just felt like, his work suffered a little bit because of it, because it's like
and Lee having the stroke and everything.
It's just so much.
It's just like it's sad.
Yeah, it's just
because again, I enjoyed Lee, especially in the days that I enjoyed it. And again, Vital 30 years ago, man, was like, man, that was must see to watch. But then he's gotten older. His characters he can't pronounce. He doesn't know who's on the court and that.
Yeah,
dude, get some younger guys out there. But I mean, the way it's going right now, it's like, hey, give me Fox right now for college football on there. Because again,
the Fox football product is really second to nobody. To be honest,
they've gotten better.
Yeah, I mean,
quick.
Yes, like overnight. It feels like. I mean, I know it's been probably 8 years, but it feels like it's overnight. But they've done. I mean, the Fox football coverage, whether it's NFL or NCAA, is really the best product out there right now. And and then everybody else, it's kind of like whatever. When it comes to that, but I like CBS Sports. I think their sports talk lineup is better. Yes. I think their analysis and stuff like that. But I think, their programming, some of their
play-by-play is better on CBS than Fox for NFL and that.
Sure.
But I think the pregame and everything is Fox might be a little better than it.
Right.
But college football on that, I like listening to Klatt and Russ Chester. When those two are doing it, you're the premier game.
I know College Game Day is a big deal, but that's starting to turn to a cartoon. Yeah, it feels like a cartoon to me almost now. So I don't know what your guys' take is. We got a ton of things we're going to get into today. Social media, Studio 57 Radio across the board, studio57radio.com. Plenty of opportunities to get in on whatever y'all want to talk about. We're here for you. Also, if you want to keep it on the low, sort of, kind of, but not really, you can hit us in the text line, 313-307-5340. Feel free to get in on it. If you don't want to leave a handle, we'll just shout out your area code and such. But I don't know what your guys' take is on all that, but it does. It's just ESPN, as great as they were at one point, it feels like they just fallen apart.
Yes.
And so, but I enjoy the competition. That's what's going to make everybody better, right? As long as Fox is putting out a really great product, all these other, CBS, ESPN, they're all eventually going to have to step up their game, especially once these contracts loosen up on some of this stuff. That's what happens. You get up all these contracts because you're doing so well, and then you get fat and sassy.
Yeah.
Because you think you got everything on lock, and you just kind of do whatever you want. And then other little spawns come off because of it, because they don't like the way things are getting handled, and everybody kind of goes.
Yeah.
You lose all your talent. They go to other companies. Other companies utilize the talent, and then they all of a sudden have a better product. It's not coincidence. It's the same thing with the pro wrestling shit.
Yeah, and then you're going to get streaming on there like next year. I think Amazon has the exclusive rights for
Amazon
Thursday Night Football. And they're talking about, because Michaels' contract is up with NBC after this year.
YouTube's going to get in on all this.
Troy Aikman's contract is up with Fox. They're talking teaming Michaels with Troy Aikman on Thursday Night Football for next year.
Well, my whole thing is do you care if you're on Twitch or YouTube or Amazon, if it's all paying the same?
Yeah.
I mean, if the production value is there and you're doing what you do and it pays you to do what you do, like, I don't think these guys care.
No.
I don't think there's any kind of,
especially with Amazon, how much money they have to throw at anything. I mean, Jesus.
Oh, well, Amazon is a bottomless pit because it can just kind of sustain itself.
Right.
So,
because you're going to need that damn, shit from Amazon. Say, I got to buy it. I need it tomorrow. Here.
Well, that's the other thing too, man. Think about the merchandising opportunities working with a company like that. I mean, it's just,
So I don't know if Gruden. I mean, again, we know Gruden's not going to make it. Gruden's not going to get a job calling any games because he's suing the NFL now. Because he was the only guy that got caught. Which again, he has a legit case on this one.
Well, that was my whole point when I got into that. Is like, dude, I would do it too.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be your patsy. F that. I'm not gonna be your patsy. If you were looking into all this other stuff that was so bad and you found this, then what were you looking for? What else did you find? And guess what? I know there's stuff out there because I'm in the middle. You caught me in the.
I'm part of the chain, and I've read all the other emails
I
myself.
know what's in there. Yeah. Why am I the only one getting?
Don't tell me because I read them.
I know
because I was part of the reply all.
Yeah. I mean, come on, man.
Whether I was sending or receiving, I read them all.
Yes, absolutely.
Bullshit. Why am I the patsy?
Yeah.
I am not the patsy.
Yeah, you knew. You had to know. NFL, come on. You had to know. It's kind of like these cats. Dude, you're no better than the players that like get popped on video and just wonder why there's a video? Well, yeah, dipshit. You were in a casino when you smacked the bitch. Yeah, there's a camera in there.
There's cameras everywhere in the casino.
You fucking moron.
The eye in the sky sees all.
I mean, come on, man. Like, it's just dumb stuff like that. It doesn't make any sense. Like, you got to know. You got to know that the shoe is going to...
Yes.
If you throw stones, you can't live in glass houses. Right. It's what that is, right? That's the whole saying. And they're chucking stones, and man, they live in paper mache houses.
But yeah, it's like that all around. I mean, on there. So we'll get into on there. Supposedly, Michigan State has offered Mel Tucker a ridiculous contract, Nick Saban type money on there. But again, like a 10-year, $95 million deal.
I thought I heard that. Okay, hold on.
But he hasn't signed yet.
Okay, hold on a second. I want to stay rudely consistent. I know that's an odd term, but man, F that. Okay? Dude, did I not 2 weeks ago in the win, give them credit for the win and Michigan falling apart, but said, hey, your coach didn't do you any justice with that stupid with the kicker.
Right. And then they basically, their game plan against Purdue, which basically they got freaking trucked by Purdue.
Right. So then you followed it up with that performance, and then you're going to tell me
they're going to give him sign this new contract. They're not going to go into Ohio State and get trucked.
Dude, did you not learn anything from Michigan?
Yes.
You paid all that money for Harbaugh and got nothing.
Right.
Go right ahead. Go right ahead, dude. How'd that work out for the Raiders in their 10-year contract?
He still hasn't signed yet. So again, if they basically he doesn't sign and suddenly all of a sudden they go to after the season, all of a sudden he's like paying a visit to LSU. They're not getting him on the plane and let him come back home. That's how the SEC works.
Well,
you get down, if he pays a visit, he ain't coming back.
Yeah, but someone gonna overpay him down there? Let him.
Yeah.
That's my take. That's my take as a Michigan fan. Like everybody's like, oh, you don't want him because you're saying all this stuff because you don't want Michigan State to have him. No, actually, quite the opposite. Sign that. Get that dude signed. Sign him up. Give him more. I don't care. I'm a Michigan fan. You can be shit for 10 years. I don't care.
Yeah, we see. Yeah, I mean, trust me, we've seen it. But yeah, we know he can. I mean, he got a lot of guys in the transfer portal, but can he recruit? Because we don't know yet.
You can't continue to do that. That's not.
You have to be able to recruit, and I haven't seen any of them be able to recruit yet on there.
Well,
I mean, bad as Harbaugh's, he's not developed anybody on there. He has gotten some guys in there recruit wise on there, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm still in the bit. Well, you're happy with Harbaugh? No, I'm not. I'm still saying if he doesn't beat Ohio State, bye.
Yeah. Oh, I don't want it, dude. This is
put up or shut up.
Well, this isn't even check it. I'm gonna take you. I'm gonna raise you one, Moose, at this point. Because I not only need him to beat Ohio State, I need him to ensure a spot in the championship.
Yeah, he has to win the Big Ten championship and get into the championship and win a game.
You know what? I want him to show out. If they lose, they show out and lose in a close game or whatever.
If they lose by under, say, 5 or less, fine. I'm happy with it. But
whatever.
if you go there and get blown out 37-0 to Alabama or something, no, I don't want that.
Yep.
No.
That ain't enough. So to me, that's where I'm at with him. So, and we've talked about it all this year and even most of last year. We told going into last season we were done if he doesn't get it done last year.
Right.
So this year we've been like, dude, I don't even want this guy here.
No.
Yeah, so like, unless he does something miraculous and pulls something out of his ass that no one expects to see that happen.
No.
And if he does it, then I'll shut my mouth about it. But until then, I'm done with him.
Maybe that's what we needed to do is light a little fire under him and say, hey, listen, we're cutting your salary in half and you don't have a buyout.
Well, my whole thing is it feels like he never had his foot to the flame from the media standpoint.
No. Exactly it.
And so from a media standpoint, if nobody's saying, hey, dude, there's nobody holding him accountable because nobody at the athletic department isn't.
No. I mean,
he wouldn't be there.
The one thing is I noticed with Harbaugh on there this year's, he seems to be Jimmy back from 2016, where he actually looks like a little bit more a little bit more fired up about shit, gives a damn a little bit more on there. We'll see. But again, till you beat Ohio State and win a Big Ten championship and get to the playoffs and maybe at least make it close on there, I don't give a damn.
Yep.
I don't care. As good as they're playing everything and great on there with that on it, I don't care. Yeah, right. I don't want a 9-2 win season on there. I don't want that shit. I'm tired of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Again,
isn't that why we got rid of Lloyd? That started 3 decades of less than mediocrity.
Who won a national title?
Right.
And we still get on there.
I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm just saying.
Who again? You know what? I don't want these 9-2. Yeah, 9-win seasons, 10-win seasons. You can't beat Ohio State. Again, they're great. We saw that 20 years ago with frickin' Ohio State and John Cooper.
Yeah.
10 wins. Number 1 team in the country, come into Ann Arbor, get smoked.
Yep.
I don't want that. I'm tired of it.
Yep.
So on there. So we'll see on there. And again, I'm going to stick to it. I don't see anybody beating Georgia.
No, I don't either.
Bama's not going to get to the playoffs because they're not going to beat Georgia in the SEC championship. And you're not taking a 2-loss team into the playoffs. Shit. And if it is, then this playoff system is bullshit.
Yeah, well, There are other reasons why this playoff system could be marked as bullshit, but I agree that would definitely be on the paper there. Michigan isn't even going to cover the spread this week.
What is the spread against?
Like 14
against Maryland? Depends.
Dude, the way. Come on, man.
I don't know. I mean, again, last week we said it was a toss-up, and it was against Penn State. It was a nice game with the win at Penn State. But, yeah, this week, I don't know. I mean, Maryland's not very good, but I'll tell you, Tua could fling the ball in it. The one plus side is Michigan's pass defense is already pretty decent. The run defense, their defense has gotten better and better and better as the years gone on and that.
Sure.
But, yeah, I still know. Yeah, 14, I don't think it's going to happen either.
Yeah. And that's the kind of that's why when I look at Ohio State, I don't see it happening. And if some tragedy befalls them and we sneak a victory, I don't know how they even compete against anybody else that would be in that situation. I don't
think this is a classic Ohio State team. I don't think. Again, I think
I agree, but still,
their offense is good on there, and the quarterback is really good, and that their receivers are freaking scary.
Yeah,
they're NFL receivers.
No, you're right.
But yeah, as a team wise on there, and that their defense is not very good. Their secondary is terrible. So on there, but yeah, that's again we keep saying this is, dude, freaking Georgia is by far the best.
Yeah, it feels like Georgia's the team to beat. But once again,
we don't have to worry about Oklahoma.
Yeah,
they did their annual.
It's been a crazy year, though, even in college, Moose, so who effing knows?
Yes.
But at this point, it is Georgia's to lose, but like I said, who knows?
Who knows? I mean, that's what he said.
Well, that's why they play the games.
And, of course, the ACC's whining about, whoa, I'm like, dude, your conference, I mean, is garbage. I mean, Wake Forest, they were your choice on there, and then they ended up losing.
Yeah.
So...
Not a good look. Not a good look. Midgie the cat come back to hang out with us. She was napping, but now she is nosy. She is fascinated by all the computers and such. And so she's a dick. So.
Texas AD is backing Sarkisian after the losing. Dude, Texas on there, they again, as we talk about delusional fan base, trust me, we know.
Oh, yeah.
But Texas is probably the most on there. They think they're back. And then they agreed to go to the SEC. You think they're ever going to win an SEC West title?
Yikes.
Not till Saban dies or retires. That Bama machine is just tooling around. A bad year means they're going to win. Basically, again, on it like is this year, and they still end up. Again, I don't think they're going to beat Georgia in that, but Kirby Smart does get a little tight along the neck there when it's a big game in that. But we'll see. I think this is a different team, especially defense wise. Is they're men amongst boys. You got NFL linebackers going against college kids.
Yeah.
So. And of course, we got COVID. Always. Brett Bielema is positive, so for Illinois. But then again, it's Illinois. I know they beat frickin' Penn State, and I know they beat Nebraska, but it's still Illinois. It's where dumb, unathletic kids from Chicago go to school.
Oh, Jesus.
Wait, what, are they going to make fun of me? Are they going to come after me? They're Illinois.
I can't even text. What are they going to do?
Right. They still have a Motorola flip phone.
Yeah. You know how hard
because they don't have any, again, if they're rich kids, they're still going to Northwestern because daddy's just going to buy them into the school.
You know how hard it is to hate text when you have to do it alphanumerically? When you have to hit it 3 times to get a goddamn R?
It's true.
Son of a bitch.
And if you want to send your hate mail to me, yeah.
You know, whatever.
Yeah, good. Good luck writing a letter.
Good. Yeah.
Good luck getting it to the post office.
Yeah.
I may get it by March.
Oh, damn.
So yeah, we got NFL on there. Yeah, it's just been a weird season on there with it.
Dude, we're getting smoked out here. I don't know what we're doing. I feel like I don't even. I'm just getting what when I feel like I know something, I'm just gonna just do the opposite.
Yes.
I mean, Jesus, pizza.
Cam Newton's now starting again with Carolina. Comes in there for what, 2 plays and gets 2 touchdowns.
And then he acts like he's the second coming of Jesus. He's like, I'm back. He's screaming, I'm back. I'm back.
Because you beat the Cardinals with nobody. I mean,
Yes,
it was still
their 2 best players are gone.
Colt McCoy was your starting quarterback. I thought Colt McCoy was like dead.
I didn't even know he was in the league. When they said Colt McCoy, I was like, what?
He's gotten it.
Colt McCoy's playing? Holy shit.
Colt McCoy?
Colt
Really?
McCoy? Am I hearing shit? I thought he was like
Retired.
Yeah, I thought he like worked for like ESPN or something. Like everybody else, I guess. Oh my gosh.
And people jumping out, oh, Mahomes is back. No, you beat the Raiders.
Yeah, pump the brakes on the KC thing. We were kind of teasing about that before the show, Moose, as we kind of shoot the shit before we get things going. And I didn't expect to see what we saw out of KC thus far this year, but I can't just all of a sudden be like they're back after one game.
No.
I didn't expect them to be so bad early on, but I can't go, okay, oh, there we go, now we're back. No,
it's the Raiders are terrible
Yeah.
at basically covering the tight end, and Kelsey got off.
and not in a year where the Washington football team beat the Bucks, the defending champs, and not in a year where like the Bills, who should have a clear path in that division, are now once again struggling and gonna have to deal with the Patriots.
Yeah.
Like, nah, not in a season where the NFC's only got Dallas, basically.
I don't even think.
And I don't think Dallas is all that.
No. You know who's going to end up being there? Fucking Green Bay.
Yeah. Green Bay's probably the team.
I mean, going to see it. Russell had his first shutout against them ever.
Yeah. He's out of there, I think.
I think he wants out.
Yeah, I think he's going to be out of there. A-Rod could be gone, too. That's so wild, man.
A-Rod might be gone. Devontae Adams might be gone.
See, my whole thing is big name franchise quarterbacks do not move very often. And if you have 2 of the 5 biggest names at that position move the same time, essentially, that's wild to me.
Yeah.
Because you just don't see it with one, let alone 2.
Well, you don't see quarterbacks that switch, franchise quarterbacks that have
and then you just had Brady a
long
couple of years ago.
Brady's the only one that's
Right.
ever moved and had success right off the bat.
Well, yeah, right off the bat. I mean,
Joe Montana got to the playoffs, but he didn't get to a
Yeah.
championship game.
well, Kurt Warner had to go through all his ups and downs before he got.
Right. Well, that's probably he got to the right situation because he
Yeah.
got to Arizona
Right.
with, but then again, too, is he had freaking Bolden
And Fitz.
And Fitz.
Yeah,
So,
oh, yeah.
Dude, you had
Yeah.
2 NFL. I mean, you had.
Bolden, to me, was like one of the greatest, like, multi-slot receiver type players ever.
Yeah.
He was so strong. You could use him deep. You could use him on the sideline. He would play slot over and over and over again if you needed him to. Fitz did the same.
Same thing, but
Yeah.
Bolden was just a bigger version of
just-
Fitz
yeah.
and a killer in the red zone because he
Yeah.
just
Touchdown machine, yeah.
out-muscle everybody. And Fitzgerald just like plain simple. It touched his hands. He was catching.
He's catching it. Yeah,
I don't care
he
if
was
it's
the
like
finesse.
He's
Yeah.
like on there. He's catching on there. And again, and off the field, you can't help not love the guy.
Well, and Fitz has just played at a high level. He still plays, and it's like that guy's been playing at a high level for a long time at a position that just doesn't ever see that. So that dude's amazing on every level. But I really like Bolden. I always thought was like an underrated.
Well, even here when he had that year in Detroit, look at he had 8 or 9 touchdowns on there. Like, dude was a beast in the red zone.
Yeah. Yeah, I always loved him on my fantasy team. That's a fact.
Right, because you're getting on there. I had him that year they went to the Super Bowl. I actually had Bolden and I had Kurt Warner on there.
Okay.
It's like
nice.
Warner is basically he had the right system on there and he had time to throw it downfield. up till Brady, he had the record for most yards passing in a Super Bowl,
Nice.
career-wise.
Right.
Because, again, even though they lost 2 of the 3 Super Bowls he was in, he passed for 400 yards
Yeah.
each of those games.
Yeah, it wasn't on him, right?
Yeah, it was not on him. But yeah, I like that. But yeah, this NFL is crazy on there. I mean, there's not a team where you go, okay, they're dominant. No, I don't see anybody dominant in the NFL this year.
No.
I mean,
Well, that's kind of our pick'ems are a reflection of that, right? Because you think somebody's going to do something and they just can't get it done. And then of course our undefeateds ended pretty early this year.
Yes.
You know, we didn't have someone going into week 12 or 15
Yeah, it was
undefeated.
it was Arizona made it to week 8 undefeated, and they've lost the last 2.
Right. So it's the war of attrition as well. So we'll see how that goes, because you've got that extra week, you know, that of the season. So
yes, it's been just a crazy year on there. Ravens waived Le'Veon Bell. That's actually not a shocker.
Not really.
Dude's washed up.
That's sad. It's like he got paid and
He never did get paid because he wanted more money. And they're like, no, we're not. I'll sit out.
Well, he got paid when. I guess he didn't really when he went.
He got that one deal where they franchised him, but again, it wasn't like on there. But they're like, oh no.
Yeah, because he didn't really. It wasn't that big of an improvement. You're right. Yeah.
But this has been nuts on there. I don't know what's going to happen, but yeah, there's teams. All we know is at least there's not going to be an 0-17 team. There'll be an 0-16-1 team.
The NFL gives us an extra game, and
I keep talking about the Lions need to take a quarterback with their first pick. I'm like, there's not a quarterback worth taking with the first pick overall.
No, you got at all costs got to get out of that pick. I don't see any other way to do anything beneficial.
If you're stuck with that pick, then they need to take either the kid from Oregon, the defensive end, or you go Aiden Hutchinson at defensive end, a pass rusher. But yeah, you need to trade out of that pick.
Yeah.
You need to get somebody to sucker into it and move up and get multiple picks out of it.
You've got to, even if you lose a late round pick that you might have gotten in years.
Yeah, you
past.
lose the 7th round, but you get a first. You move on, you get a first, a first this year, first next year, or a first and a second this year. I mean, it depends on how far you move down, but yeah, they got to move out of that pick.
Yep.
Because there's not a quarterback worth taking number 1 overall. I don't even know if there's a quarterback worth taking in the first round. These guys out there, they're saying the first round, but dude, they're second round picks.
Yeah.
Sam Howell's a second. He is not a first round pick.
Yep. I think as we're learning how these cats, once you get tape on these cats, once they've been out there for a minute, they start to you start to find their level, so to speak. And yeah, I don't know if these guys are up to par with some of these. I mean, you get in that situation. Well, what draft was it where everybody was moving up and everybody was missing on all kinds of goofy shit? Didn't we have I'm trying to think of who was in. We just had we had a draft probably not a whole long ago where everybody was moving up and getting all and reaching for all these quarterbacks and nobody really panned out.
No.
And it's like we do this and we kind of do this a lot. Yeah. And it's like, why are we doing that? That's the last thing the Lions need to do because they're just that bad.
Yes.
So it sucks that this isn't the year that that Trevor Lawrence comes out or somebody else comes out. You know what I mean? Where you've got that standout quarterback.
If Miami wants to get out of Tua and they want the number 1 pick on there, then you know what? Fine, we'll move down. Give us Tua. You get the number 1 overall, and we get your first rounder. I think Tua's not the problem. Miami on that with it because we looked at this week he comes in the second half and ends up leading him to the win.
Yeah, I mean, I still ain't sold on Tua, and I'm not sold on.
He's a left-hander, so I'd never unless you're Steve Young, I'm not buying a left-handy.
Yeah, right. I can't trust you lefties. No. To me, it doesn't feel like he's I don't know, man. He just doesn't. He's not. He's not playing at that level to me. I just. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it is, but we shall see. But I just. I don't know. Whatever. I'm at a loss right now.
This team needs so much.
He can't stay healthy either.
No.
And so you're gonna bring him here to this disaster. I didn't want Tua before. I don't think I want him now. No. Now that he's been injured.
You think they regret not taking Herbert and taking Tua instead?
I mean, I don't know. Is Herbert lighting the world on fire?
Not the last couple games.
Do they should be winning games that they're not right now?
Oh yeah,
and
they should have won against. I mean, again, how the hell they lose to the Vikings? Because the Vikings aren't very good.
Dude, the Vikings only seem to beat certain teams. It's weird.
Yes,
it's weird. But yeah, they're not playing well. I don't know. I mean, I think I still would rather take Herbert over Tua if it's me. But I mean, I don't know. It's not like Herbert's lighting the world on fire.
No, not like he was the beginning of the year. He was basically balls out on it. But
I was fairly high on him early as far as like this is a good sign. I mean, if you're a fan, if you're a Chargers fan, this is what you want to see. But now you're getting the opposite right now. So I mean, I don't know. That's what's so crazy about this year. It's so up and down and all over the place. And
yeah, I mean, again, look at ask the Rams the last 2 weeks.
Well, and you can't, drop 5 passes,
right?
You know what I mean? And
can't have one bounce off your hands into the other guy's hands, and of course he gets a pick 6.
Right. I heard his
was through a hot pretzel sauce.
His wife got into it with somebody.
Of course, it was intercepted and returned.
They're still running that son of a bitch back.
She said again. She did apologize. She says, "Yeah, it's on me. I got pissed. I got frustrated. It's my fault."
Well, you know what's so funny? I'm listening to the radio and they're telling a story about what happened, and I go, "I already know that chick went Karen. I already know she's
because we've seen it here on Twitter here with here.
I already know how she is, dude. Yeah, I guarantee she." And then he starts reading her apology, and I'm like, "Oh." And I'm like, "Well, that was actually a good apology, but
she's still."
But I knew it. I already knew. Everybody's like, "Oh, well, that's not what happened." Maybe we don't know what happened before.
No, we know exactly.
No, I know exactly what happened. We had her here, man. Come on, man. Like that's one thing about us guys is like. As goofy as our show is and as crappy as our picks can be, we kind of pay attention. We're in the middle of the area here, and we know what's going on, and we dealt with it here. Just like the Ndamukong Suh shit, like none of that stuff surprises us.
No,
just
we
like,
don't. No.
Yeah, if they've been here in Detroit with the Andre Drummond stuff, like come on, they're right here in our backyard,
trust
man.
me, we've seen it.
Yeah, like, guys, I can't like. Put things on the record or tell you who I talk to or do any of that kind of stuff because then they won't talk. So like I can't tell you anything. Like right. So it is what it is. Just take it.
We know
just take it. It's for entertainment purposes only. But when it comes to Detroit stuff, just
But yeah, we were watching on there. Like the Jets have 2 wins, but Jets are terrible.
Oh, I mean, dude,
they're starting Joe Flacco this weekend.
Whatever. We're going to have, like, Blau starting. What are you talking about?
You know what? If Blau was probably playing on Sunday, we probably would have won that game.
He's going to end up playing on Thanksgiving. He'll have 2 Thanksgiving games in his pocket as a starter.
I mean, that's that football. I mean, I was, like, watching going, oh, yeah, he feels uncomfortable. Then I'm like, why is he in there still? He can't throw the ball downfield.
I don't even know what to say, Moose. It's such a joke.
Terrible.
We're like all over the place here.
Yeah, we were ADD radio
anyway,
today.
But it's so brutal. But anyway, yeah. But that's how the picks are though. That's how these games are. They're all over the place. Oh, jeez, I don't even know how to handle it. What else do we got in the world? There was some other nonsense that had me fired up that I wanted to bring to the table. I didn't bring my notes because I'm an idiot. I don't know, but anyway, crazy nonsense.
It's been crazy.
Yeah. So, but It is what it is. We'll get into this. We'll get into a few things. We've got.
They said this. Oh yeah, because Jonathan Taylor is now leading. Or he's leading the league. No, he's tied for the league in rushing on there with Derrick Henry, who hasn't played in 2 games, and he's still up there.
That's the thing about Tennessee right now. If they had Derrick Henry right now, they would
be the number 1 team in the AFC.
Yeah, they'd be pretty scary right now.
Yeah, and Jonathan Taylor 937 yards rushing, and Derrick Henry, who hasn't played in 2 games, has 937 yards rushing.
Yeah.
And the next guy down is Nick Chubb at 721. Of course, Chubb hasn't played in a couple games too. It's like Cooper Kupp is literally leading by almost 170 yards receiving over the next one of Deebo Samuel.
Well, as far as Kupp goes, I mean, Stafford will feed him.
Yes.
He's a monster.
But he runs great routes. He catches everything.
Yeah.
And he's got he's a lot faster than
he needs to give his gloves to some of the other guys.
Yes.
Because that was not good last week. And, he doesn't play defense and he doesn't run the ball. So I don't want to hear the Stafford nonsense. His numbers were good with the exception of 5 dropped passes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then leaving interceptions out there so whatever. It is what it is. But they're underachieving right now. It doesn't matter
especially with the talent level they have on that team. Yeah.
And that's my whole thing. It doesn't matter at this point. You're the leader of this team, and you got this talent, and you need to make this thing work. And right now they're underachieving, so it is on you. And they got to be careful because now they got a malcontent in the house.
Yes. Who's going to want every ball?
Yeah, so if they're losing, if they're winning, things they'll be able to pacify that stuff for now. But if they start going on a losing streak now when they bring OBJ in, that's just a recipe for disaster.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see. We'll see. The joke will always be everywhere he goes, he just messes them up.
Yeah.
Even though he doesn't have it's falling apart.
We see that. Andre Drummond. Where he goes on there. With the us. Cleveland couldn't wait to get rid of him too. We suckered him on that damn trade.
But he is Drummond's like a legit douchebag.
So is OBJ.
Yeah, that's true.
They're both douchebags.
Yeah, I know it's not just a gimmick. It's but still. Yeah, I guess they're not that far apart, really.
No.
Yeah.
What have they ever won?
Yeah.
He goes to Lakers. I'm gonna get a title. Hey, you lose in the first round.
My thing with Drummond was just kind of the way he talks to women, dude.
He talks to everybody.
It's just so
the fan base. He's like,
little
kids want his autograph. He's like, whatever. He's just a douchebag.
It is that you could totally. I get that, but he would say some of the gnarliest stuff, and then feel free to, reiterate that stuff on social media, and it's dude, do you have any class or tact or anything?
He doesn't.
Just even if you believe all that, just shut your mouth. Why would you go on Twitter and say I don't know. So that'll never get. And Ndamukong Suh hit you with a car and tell you that you're wasting his time. It's wait a minute, no, you hit me. What do you mean? You're wasting my time. You hit me. Well, I gotta go. I got other things to do. No. That's not how this works. You hit me. You have to wait.
You hit me. Wait till the cops show up because I need a report on it because you're going to pay for my deductible.
Yeah.
And I'm not getting on there. But yeah, this has been a weird year on here. I think Pete Carroll might be on the hot seat in Seattle.
Well, he's going to have to be, especially if
they want to keep Russ.
Well, that's the whole thing with Russ is can they keep him? Is getting rid of Carroll going to be the thing that keeps him there? I don't know if that's what if that's enough, if that's what it is. But yeah, if Russ leaves, he's going to be on the hottest of all hot seats.
Yeah.
If he's still around.
Him and Joe is at the general manager, John Schneider. Both of them need to be on the hot seat because they haven't done him any help on there.
Sure.
Yeah, you got DK Metcalf, but what have you done to the offensive line?
Right. Well, and that's the whole thing with DK. It's but you can't get a route ran because it's all breaking down instantly.
Right. He can't get deep because it's like, Russ is running for his life back.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I like the on there with it, but well, again, if Russ goes,
The dominoes will fall there. I think it'll be a full blow up if Russ leaves.
yes, they'll basically just blow it up and start fresh.
They'll just burn the house down and start all over.
Who would go after Russ? Who would be a team you think would go after him?
Well, it's one of those things. It all depends on who pops up with new quarterback needs, because Russ might not be the biggest name on the market.
No.
That's what's so crazy about the
conversation. I would
conversation.
take Russ right now than Aaron because it's just the age difference.
I tend to agree with you, but it depends on my position as a team.
If I have a team that's loaded and I just need the quarterback to get me over the top and win it on it, then you probably go after Aaron. But then again, Aaron's only won one. He's only been to one Super Bowl. At least Russ has been to 2 Super Bowls.
Right.
He should have had 2 Super Bowl wins.
Well, does a team like Minnesota go after Russ?
Oh, shit. Yeah, because they're not thrilled with...
Yeah, I mean, Cousins not like...
I go, if I'm Minnesota and the Vikings, I go after Russ because you get Jefferson and Thielen in that with that team.
Right.
Oh, yeah. And Dalvin Cook.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
See?
Cleveland.
See? My lumpy works sometimes. My lumpy stuff.
I mean, again, they haven't Mayfield hasn't signed a long-term deal. They're not sure about it if he's the long-term answer either.
Right.
Minnesota would be interesting.
Yeah.
Russ goes to Green Bay.
Well, Russ could go to Green Bay. That was my original thought had Aaron come up and go somewhere. But that's the whole thing. Where does Aaron go that's better than Green Bay? So that's why that's what it kind of boils down to me, right? You've got those two that could be out there, but I just don't know where Rodgers can land that's better than Green Bay. So if someone's going to stay home, it's going to be him. And then why not put if you're going to compete in the division against Rodgers, you're going to need Russ.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, Cousins ain't going to get it done. Look at what are they, 3 and 6 or whatever?
Minnesota is 4-5 on there. And again, right now they're not making the wild card because wild card right now looks like the Rams and the Rams right now and probably New Orleans at 5-4.
Man, if they had New Orleans needs a quarterback.
Yes.
Aaron could land there.
Yeah. They need a quarterback and they need some receivers too.
Yeah. I don't know if that's necessarily better than Green Bay, but that's the thing with the Aaron Rodgers.
Carolina's 5-5. They need a quarterback. I don't care. Cam Newton is basically just a PR move.
Yeah, it's just something to get the fans to come to the stadium or whatever.
Dude, does Denver pull and then get another thing and try to get Aaron to Denver to pull another like Peyton Manning at the end and try to wrap
I just feel like they're pulling the trigger on somebody new every year, and I don't know how much money they keep getting tied into these contracts. So I don't know what that status is. Like, how long do they have Teddy Two Gloves for?
It's a couple years, but it was on there. It's not a huge contract with it.
I mean, if they got the flexibility, then sure. I mean, they've been dying to find somebody.
We know Buffalo doesn't need a quarterback. Patriots don't need a quarterback.
No.
Dolphins have one, but they don't seem to be thrilled with them. Jets have just drafted one, but he's hurt. Baltimore's got a quarterback. Pittsburgh
definitely needs a QB. If Russ goes to Pittsburgh, that'd be weird, but I don't think that would happen.
No. He's a California guy. He's a West Coaster. So
well, I just don't think that it's a better situation per se for him to go there now. But if he goes to Minnesota, there's something to work with there.
Yeah. Bengals have their quarterback. Cleveland, not sure if they're happy, long term. Titans, I think they're happy with Tannehill.
I think
it's just a perfect marriage with Tannehill and the Titans. I think it just works out. I always liked Tannehill, even when he was at Texas A&M. Goes to Miami. His problem was he kept trying too much and getting beat up. Now they said, hey, tone it back. You don't need to run all the time.
Sure.
And of course, they had the perfect monster with Derrick Henry running. And they've got a really good receiving core and a good offensive line in that.
I like Tannehill. Like you said, I think it's not just it's a whole perfect storm, right?
Right.
It's just he understands the system. They respect him in the locker room. The coaches, he works well with the coaches. He's coachable. He's got the leadership quality.
He's a good teammate with all
right.
the other guys on the team.
And then they got all these things around him that he can be successful. So I think, like you said, it's just a perfect marriage. I think if Tannehill's anywhere else, you're not getting these kind of results. And I don't know that if there's another regime even in Tennessee that you get these results out of Tannehill.
I think it's the perfect marriage with the GM,
it's everything,
the coach, everything on there. And again, when people say, well, Vrabel's part of the Belichick coaching. No, he's not. He played for Belichick, but he learned coaching with Andy Reid.
Sure. Oh, there you go.
On there. Indianapolis, we're tied with Wentz. And Indianapolis, they're winning right now, and it's not because of that. It's because Jonathan Taylor's just going off on there. He's 7 straight games over 100 yards and a touchdown. So, Jacksonville, they've got their guy. Houston, they're an absolute freaking nightmare. I mean, the only team that might be more dysfunctional than us.
Yeah, that's the whole thing with that team. It's kind of like same reason why Detroit's not in the conversation, because there's so many other problems that have to be dealt with before you can even make that kind of consideration. It's the same thing even with the Lions when you start looking at draft day. You want them to obviously, if there was a home run hitter as far as a quarterback, you'd have to take him. But I mean, if there isn't one, there's no point on even looking, because they got so many holes. And if you can move back. And that's just, to me, should have been the philosophy for the last few years and probably for the next few years, to be honest.
Get as many chips get as many chips as you can and build up. And again, people like, I know here a couple of the trolls out there say, well, they should have took Fields. Dude, Fields is not lighting it up in Chicago either.
Yeah, no.
Matt Nagy's going to get fired at the end of the year. Guarantee that.
Yeah, he's got to be the first one out, or at least at the top of the list. Maybe not the first one out, but up there.
Yes.
I mean, that's just, it's been a level of incompetence there. So anyway, we've got Fantasy Moment. We got Pick'ems.
We'll get into a little bit of college football. We've got some big games coming up here this weekend. We'll get into that. And again, we'll get into a little bit of NBA action. We'll get into a little NHL action here because, your Detroit's up and down a little bit on the wings, but the rookies, we got 2 rookies leading every stat scoring wise, so we're top of the board there. So we'll get into that on there as well. And the flip side, of course, we have Pick'ems and Moose's fantasy moment, as I say, my fantasy moment. So we'll get into there. We are DSR2 Studio 57 Radio.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Party people, this is the original Doc Ice, and you are definitely listening to Studio 57 Radio. And if Studio 57 Radio isn't on, then your radio ain't really on. Check that.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
Hey everybody, Scrappy here to tell you about That Radio Show. Hang with me as I break down the world of entertainment with great guests, celebrity interviews, awesome games with wonderful prizes. Also, we've got the biggest library of underground hip-hop of any station on the net. You mix in a little stand-up comedy and a text line so your voice can be heard, and you got a pretty good little show. But add listener-controlled programming? Yeah, you heard me. Listener-controlled programming, where you, the listener, can decide what makes it on the air. And now you've got the greatest show ever created. So join my show, your show, our show, the people's show, That Radio Show, each and every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, only here on Studio 57 Radio.
Hey everybody, this is your boy Big D, here to tell you about Mark for Life Tattoos. Guys, this place is the cleanest, most laid-back studio in Metro Detroit, and the artists are top-notch. And if you're like me from the D, you need to stop in on Fridays for that D-Day and get your old English D for only $20. Not interested in tattoos? Mark for Life does body piercings. Mark for Life is located at 22533 Van Dyke in Warren, and the guys are there 7 days a week from noon to 9. So give them a call at 757-2222. That's 586-757-2222. Tell them Studio 57 sent you and get 20% off. So what are you waiting for? Call them now.
Hey everybody, Smokey here to tell you about Allstate Tire. With winter fast approaching, the most important thing between you and the road is your tires. So don't put your safety in just anybody's hands. Go to Allstate Tire. With new and quality used tires available, you can trust Allstate Tire for all your tire needs. You can visit them at 14208 9 Mile Road in Warren, or give them a call at 586-779-8759. Allstate Tire, your source for quality new and used tires.
What's happening, everybody? Scrappy here to tell you about Love and Life Club. Love and Life Club is a social networking club that's located at 19960 James Cousins. That's a Lodge service drive between 7 and 8 Mile Road in the D. You need to stop in for $5 Fridays for great music, food, and drinks. I personally recommend the chicken. Love and Life Club is also available for rental for bachelor parties, wedding receptions, or any party for that matter. For more information, log on to www.loveandlifeclub.com. That's loveandlifeclub.com, or call D at 313-999-2824. That's 313-999-2824. That's Love and Life Club. If you're loving life, you need to be in the club.
Taking over this broadcast for the ultimate underground.
Studio 57 Radio Original. You know, when you hear that sound, you're gonna have a good time, because that's the sound of the Ultimate Underground live concert webcast from the Detroit area. We go to the most famous, or should I say, infamous venues in the D, and bring the underground music scene from the streets to your computer like nobody else can. There's only one catch. You never know when and where the Ultimate Underground is going to take over a broadcast. So you need to stay tuned to Studio 57 Radio all day, every day, for clues on when and where the next Ultimate Underground may happen. Now, there's no other station on the net that's going to give you this live webcast of some of the hottest artists in the D. That's the Ultimate Underground live on your home for hip-hop, rock and metal, Studio 57 Radio, baby.
Goodbye.
You get what you want, cause we got what you need. Studio 57 serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets. You get what you want, cause we got what you need. Studio 57 serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets. Studio 57 is a 32-track digital recording studio that utilizes Cool Edit, Logic Pro, Shure, AKG, Sennheiser, Yamaha, Korg, Mackie, Boss, Ibanez, Fender, Fruity Loops, and many, many more to make your music pop. Experienced and friendly engineers make Studio 57 feel like you're home away from home. With beat creation, mixing, mastering, digital media conversion, and DJs for any event, Studio 57 Records is your one-stop shop for all your music entertainment needs. We have online bill pay and flexible payment schedules. That makes Studio 57 the place to be. For more information, visit Studio57records.com. That's www.studio57records.com, or call us at 586-420-3390. That's 586-420-3390, or log on to Studio57records.com. And just remember one thing, baby. You get what you want, cause we got what you need. Studio 57 serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets. You get what you want, cause we got what you need. Studio 57 serving streets of the D. Recording, mixing, mastering, or great beats. We do what we do to keep you hot on the streets.
Party people, this is the original Doc Ice, and you are definitely listening to Studio 57 Radio. And if Studio 57 Radio isn't on, then your radio ain't really on. Check that.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop, rap, and R&B. Studio 57 Radio.
All right. Yeah, we weren't just talking sports. Like, we take a break and we were like talking movies and sci-fi and comic stuff. And yeah, we're nerds. So what? We're going to nerd out for another hour. Join us as we nerd out on sports, because we've got college football, we got NFL pick'ems and Moose's fantasy moment. You know, why not get into a little NHL and NBA? I mean, dang dough, a little bit of everything going on out there. And guess what? Guess who's back in the house? Steph Curry with the cold ass jump shot. So we got a lot to get into, and we'd love to hear from you. So let's get down and dirty here and do what we do on hour 2 of DSR2. I am Scrappy, and here's your host, Johnny the Boo.
Hey, we're back here for the second of DSR2. In case you missed it, we talked a lot about the NFL. We got into a little bit of other stuff as well, as we always break everything down on there. So we got hockey, we got any NBA action, we got a little college football on there. And again, nice thing too. Alex Ovechkin just passed Brett Hall for 4th place in all-time career goals at 742 now. So moving up to there. And again, Ovechkin does have an outside shot. A couple more years on there. He could pass Gretzky as gold. He's not going to pass Gretzky as all-time leading scorer, because Gretzky's assist alone put him at first place of all-time scoring.
That is a wild stat of the day there.
Yes. Gretzky is so good. Just his assist was better than Gordie Howe.
That's amazing. Gordie Howe played for like 842 years.
But then again,
he's like the vampire of the NHL.
Right. He was. He was a 50-year-old. You still didn't want to get in a fight with him, because he'd still kick your ass at 50. As Keith Olbermann once said, I got my ass kicked by a 67-year-old.
Yes, he played. He played in like 7 decades. He played before helmets, and he refused to wear helmets into the 90s or some nonsense. No, he's like the Chuck Norris of hockey. You could just.
Chuck Norris is even scared of Gordie Howe.
Yes. It's one of those things where you could just, the lore of Gordie Howe could just go on and on and on. And still, when you look at the numbers, it's not even close. Right.
Because again, he also fought.
Yeah.
The old saying, is it the old Gordie Howe hat trick? A goal, assist, a fight.
Yeah. Nice.
And it's like Oberman said one time, it's like, you're Gordie, and the guy goes, yeah, it's like, you hurt. When do you hurt? Both. Sooner or later, both. You hurt now, and later you'll feel better, and then later on you'll be hurting more again. Both. With that, so yeah, it looks like the Red Sox owner of the Red Sox, the owners of the Red Sox look like they're advanced talks to purchase the Pittsburgh Penguins. Ron Burkle and Mario Lemieux have been principal owners of the Penguins since '99. It looks like they may be selling out to the billionaire John Henry in the Fenway Sports Group.
Oh wow!
First thing they need to do is basically jettison Sidney Crosby to the sun.
Yeah, well, that's what we say, because we're bitter Red Wings fans.
He's not the player of the generation. It's Alex Ovechkin. He's got more goals, 250 more of them.
Yeah, but Ovechkin just doesn't have the playoff runs, and that's what it boils down to, my man. Like, when you're winning Stanley Cups and you're on like whatever ABC or CBS in prime time holding the Stanley Cup, whatever it may be, like that is what people remember. So that's why
Crosby's only got 3 Stanley Cups. I mean,
only 3. And
we should only have 2, because he led the first one.
But I mean, my whole thing is and he wasn't even necessarily the best player on his team when he won some of those.
Oh no, it was the first one was it was definitely Malkin.
All right, so
it's just
Of course, you get 3 number 1 picks overall at the NHL draft.
wow.
Because of that.
That's how they got that where they were at. Sure, but I mean, I don't know. It's as a bitter Red Wings fan, yes, I say the same thing about Crosby, but he was there. That's who people see. He was at the press conference. He was saying all the right things, and he's hoisting the cup, and he's there winning them games, and they're calling his name, and the announcers are putting him over, and he was their only marketable. It felt like, well, the only thing they were, it felt like marketing.
Yeah. I mean, they love him in Pittsburgh on there, but here we can't stand him because we find him a little whiny little maggot.
Yes. Yeah, because every time you see him, that's all you ever see.
So yeah, we got that on there. But yeah, as we said, is with that. But as we said, is right now the Wings are just. They had a couple rough on there, but again, as we said, this is going to be one of those years on there where they're going to be up and down a little bit on there, but at least they're going to be, I think, a little bit more exciting to watch. I think they're definitely better than what they have been in past years and that. The nicest you're seeing the young guys, the rookies out there playing right now is Raymond and Sider are leading the NHL with rookie points.
Well, and I do like to see the young guys getting some time and doing well and all that, but we went through this with the Pistons, and it's like, yeah, you can have fun moments and enjoy certain things, but until the team starts winning, it is gonna go wear old. But I have way more faith in Yzerman and what they're doing over there with the Wings than I do with, for instance, how the Lions or the Pistons are being dealt with. So. Or even the Tigers for that matter.
Yeah.
So I try to be woefully optimistic if I can, but it's hard. But like you said, yeah, at least you get some bright spots. There is some entertaining hockey, even if you lose like 6-7 or some nonsense.
I mean, they've had a couple games on there where they look pretty good. Last couple, I mean, the last one they on there, but they're like the 2 games ago when they lost, they had the lead, and they basically Columbus ended up blowing that one in the last 5 minutes, ended up losing 5-3. They're up 3-2, and they give up 3 unanswered on there with that. But again, how good they looked against Edmonton the other night, and ended up winning that one. I mean, it's going to be one of those ones where you're going up and down and everything with it. On there. So I think they'll probably sneak into the playoffs, but they'll probably be an 8th seed, and we'll see what happens. But if they get to the playoffs this year, that's all we're asking on is get to the playoffs. If they happen to get to the playoffs and win a series, holy crap, this town's going to go freaking nuts.
Yeah.
But it's going to be interesting on there. Right now, it's like, again, I just keep worrying about, is Edmonton ever going to get over that hump there? Because they've got literally the best player on the planet with Connor McDavid. I mean, how long is he going to keep losing and on there, not getting the honor? Where he's going to finally say, you know what?
We know all about that here in Detroit.
Fine, you know what?
We'll take 2 guys.
You know what? If he ever gets become an unrestricted free agent, we'll take him here. I'd love to get Connor McDavid.
Well, if they do him like we do here in Detroit, like the Lions did there too, he won't even get out of here. He'll have to retire.
Yeah.
That's just nuts. When you got somebody that's that good and that you can't waste them, because when you have a once in a lifetime talent or a once in a generation talent or whatever the case may be, you cannot waste time. We talk about it all the time. Now, it's a little bit different, depending on the sport, but you got to catch these cats when they're cheap. If they start doing stuff, or they're playing really good, and you don't build around them, then at some point they're going to want their money. They're going to go somewhere else, just to win, and maybe even take less money. I mean, like, you can't have these kind of issues when you have a quote unquote star. So I don't get it. I don't get it. But yeah, we would gladly take anybody like that on these, on our team, whatever.
But I think this year, as we said, is we're getting to the regular on there. Again, we're only 5th or 6th of the way through the season.
Yeah,
and
this is
everything,
nothing.
so.
Yeah, exactly.
And again, Toronto doing nice and everything right now, but again, it's Toronto, so wait till playoff time. With it on there, Carolina doing really well as well. But yeah, we'll look on there. It's going to be an interesting year once football settles down. You get the guys on there in the group and that. I don't think the NHL is sending players again to the Olympics, which is, I think they're losing a lot on that. Yeah. So we get there as well.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's weird. And again, as we said into that. So, but it's like I said, at least locally here, at least it's interesting to watch and everything with it. And, again, with the job that TNT and TBS are doing really with college, I think they're doing a much better job than ESPN.
Yeah, we talked about it just in the last segment. They just, and I hate to rail on ESPN.
Their studio show is way better than the ESPN studio show, and
well, same thing. I mean, that NBA on TNT is one of the better studio shows. The Fox NFL pregame is one of the better studio shows.
The TNT NBA show is stellar.
Yeah, I mean, so I just don't. I don't know. ESPN. We talked about being able to, you got to have healthy competition. So hopefully it gets them to step up their game because it feels like they're regressing while everybody else is getting better. So we shall see with that. But yeah, I'm with you.
But yeah, we got that, and in the NBA, it's weird. There, the Wizards and the Bucks are leading the Eastern Conference.
Well, the Bucks not so.
Not
much.
the Bucks. I mean, the Wizards and the Bulls.
Okay, yeah.
Bucks are kind of like struggling a little bit right now, but the Bulls. I mean, it's interesting with that. You know what? It's Lonzo. I mean, Lonzo Ball he's definitely upped his game a little bit
right
this year. So I think it's getting on there. And Bogdanovich, he hasn't even played yet there for the Bulls. And Wizards. I mean, addition by subtraction. You got rid of Russ.
Yep.
Beal's still the man, and everybody else, man, is doing great with the Wizards.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to cap on Russ, but it's just his style of play. He's a volume everything.
Right.
So he's like a vacuum. He's like a black hole of every stat available. He just sucks it all in. And, yeah, you can't do that. You have to, the rest of the team has got to be able to contribute. And, it's I don't know.
I think I think they're better off on there because now with that,
with
Dinwiddie is basically playing he's doing the assists and everything. Kuzma's definitely upgrade what they had before.
Sure.
And I think it's just Caldwell Pope is coming off the bench and he can hit some threes when he needs to and everything with it. But I think everything they got, I think it's just there's better chemistry with it. I think Beal likes playing with these guys. I think Beal likes being the leader.
Yeah.
He likes being the alpha dog there, and everybody else is like, hey, you're the alpha dog. We know you're the alpha dog. Here you go, and we'll be okay with it.
Well, that's kind of how it usually works as far as, you've got someone's got to kind of be the maestro to the orchestra, and everybody's got to be willing to go along with that. So to be successful, that's
right now it's definitely working out versus the Lakers. I know in their geriatric squad there.
So they're going to be allowed to play in wheelchairs.
Well, yeah, if you're on there, not in the NBA, but they got the Special Olympics on there.
Yes.
On there, but I think they actually have to be paralyzed in it. They just can't be old and use a wheelchair.
Oh, it doesn't work that way.
No. Maybe like the Super Senior Olympics.
The Super Senior Olympics. Grandma, you need to hurry up and pass away. I need to.
But yeah, we got that going on. But yeah, I mean, it's like as we said, it's freaking Golden State.
I can't believe. Well, this is the whole thing with Curry is, and we talked about it a little bit. The underestimating the kind of like chemistry and locker room and swagger that they all have when they're together and how they can get stuff. So now the team's getting healthy and they're coming back, but Steph's shot is just. It's I don't know. I hate to say it's back because it's so early in the season, but it sure looks like it's back, right?
Oh yeah.
Like And I don't think he's gonna have a problem putting up a 50 burger on fools.
No.
And his shot is just off the chain. So, hey man, it is what it is. Wait till they get Clay back. I mean,
yeah. Wait about a month after Clay comes back and he gets his feet underneath him and he's on there. They're going to be like, because again, they've got a bench now. They got on there. Again, Poole is playing on there. On there, but I like the makeup of this team on there right now. And they kept bad-mouthing Clay. I mean, bad-mouthing Steph, bad-mouthing Kerr, and it's like, okay, game on.
Yeah, just wait. Well, I hope. I hope they stay at the top. I hope they keep playing like this. I hope that Clay comes back in and kind of gets in is where he fits in pretty quickly. And I get it. They're gonna ease him in because they don't want to risk blowing anything else out and having any other issues. So
and they're playing they're playing some defense.
I was about to say, but thank you. I was just about to go. There I go. But with all that offensive firepower is what you're thinking of, their defense has actually been a lot better. And I've seen that across the league. I don't know if it's just a lack of shooting, if defenses found ways to be more effective with or whatever, because these games seem to be down. I'm seeing 80 points and 90 points and 100-point games. And I'm like, dude, what is this, the 90s? Like,
I think teams
haven't
figured
seen
it
that in
out
30
how to
years.
defend with the new rules in place and everything with it. On there, and shooting might be down and everything with there. Yeah, because you don't have anybody scoring in the regular on there. Like, Durant's right now leading the league and scoring with 28.9. So you don't have anybody in the 30s right now.
Right.
As good as Curry's been shooting and everything, he's still only averaging 28.7. But, yeah, he can go off for 50 at almost any time.
I just, when you look at team total scores, they just seem like they're not.
Yeah, it's definitely down.
It's definitely down. And, I mean, I'm fine with that because we were, like, overinflated with all these 140-point games, like, every night. So I'm okay with that. It just feels like, that just feels like the trend, that's all.
Yes. I think the only team that's not really playing any defense are the Lakers.
Yeah.
Because they can't, because they're 170. Them in Houston, and Houston's terrible. Because we know Green doesn't play defense.
The Lakers will always be like, it's funny because they'll always be talking about them, and then they'll probably squeak into an 8 seed, and then they'll be talking about them.
Well, again, they got the play-in right now, so they've got to get to the 6 seed in there to get out of that play-in. Right now, they're number 7, so they would play Sacramento, and Memphis plays Portland. I mean, so yeah, we're looking at that. I mean, at the top right now, we're not surprised, really. The top 5 teams in the West, we got Golden State, Phoenix, Mavericks, and Jazz, and the Clippers.
Yeah.
I mean, Paul George is definitely playing really some nice ball right now. But, yeah, I mean, the East is the one that's like, what the hell's going on? Wizards in first, Bulls second, Brooklyn obviously there. And then you got Miami on. Those two are okay. But then you got Cleveland at number 5. It's like, what the hell?
It's some of this is going to get the COVID, but a lot of it is just the East is
the two teams.
They're not. I don't want to say that they're great. It's just that they're fairly evenly matched, like throughout the East.
But it's what weird is the two teams are very active in the basically off season. That was again Wizards and the Bulls, but they were making trades. They weren't really. I mean, they did some signings but they were making trades and everything with that, where they did more things organic. Whereas the Lakers said, "Oh, we're just going to get all these old geezers."
Yeah, that's never a good strategy in my opinion. You got to infuse some youth in there. If you feel that you've drafted well with some young guys and you can afford to go out and get a handful of veterans like at once or do something crazy like that, then that, I mean, sure, but like how often does that happen? Like that just seems like a flawed way to try to figure something out when it comes to that. So, erg.
But yeah, erg. So we'll look at that on there. Let's see here what's going on tonight with our Pistons.
I'm like making comic book noises. That's what I've been reverted to.
Buddha.
Yeah, like I'm gonna say kapow and blam.
Kaboom.
Yeah. It's just like what the hell.
Where's the earth-shattering kaboom?
Yeah.
Pistons are up on the Pacers. Minute 36 left in the fourth. They're up by 4.
Not a lot, but
Cade's actually got 16 points. He's got 16 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists. So, yeah, nice game by Cade. I think Cade's going to be fine on there with when it's all said and done. It's going to be Cade is going to be the with it. Mobley's out with it 2 to 4 weeks with an injury. Jalen Green is just basically pissing everybody off, and he said basically, and Cunningham is rent free in his head.
Yeah, well. We'll see. Yeah. It is what it is. It feels like it.
So, yeah, we'll look at that there. But, yeah, Cunningham's got 6 assists. Killian Hayes got 4 assists. And then
Cunningham is so laid back and chill, and Green is just a bombastic kind of high-energy guy. And they're just, like, a little bit different. Right. And I rather have – look – I agree with you. I think Cunningham's going to be better, and if he does the Barry Sanders thing where he's got that more laid back mentality, we'll be fine with that. I don't need all this.
It's not all about him.
Yeah, I don't need all this in your face diva. Look at me. Yeah, I don't need all that. This team doesn't need all that. So it is what it is. But, it's going to take a couple of years before, anybody, and then you can really make an evaluation after a couple of seasons. But right now, you're like, what? I mean, essentially, it's like if they've played 10 games, I mean, that'd be like having your kid home for a week and trying to figure everything out in 1 week.
Yes.
No, it's not happening. So, we'll see.
Yep.
All right.
Now it's up to a 6-point lead. Okay, so we got that.
Well,
so we got college football on there. So we got basically because some big games this week here. As we said, we got Michigan playing Maryland on there. We said it's a 14-point spread on that one. I don't think Michigan's going to cover the spread. They'll win on that. I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, I think they'll win.
I think it's going to be. I think the weather-wise, we'll see what the weather's going to be like there right now, but it's going to be interesting on that. State plays goes down to Columbus, and they play Ohio State. Even though their coaches, they offered him prepping up to offer him a 10-year deal. Dude, are they going to give it to? Is he going to sign it and then get blown out?
Yeah, right.
Or just like kind of Juwan Howard signing a 5-year deal, and then losing to Seton Hall last night on there. But yeah. I like the fact that Michigan said, you know what, we're giving him the extension right now. We're not allowing that to happen.
Yeah, I mean,
pay the man his money.
Yeah, the whole Juwan Howard thing is you got him in the house already. Don't even play. There's no you don't need to play.
Yes.
And so just get it done. So
yes.
I'm all for it. I think going in, that's all I wanted was to see. Right, I just want to see what he could be able to do, and the recruiting is great, and the the transferring of his energy to the team or whatever you would say, because you're a reflection of the coach kind of scenario there. And I don't know. I just think he's put his fingerprints on that team pretty good, considering the coach that was there before him wasn't doing too shabby.
Right.
And so, and it's only going to get better. So, you give the man his money. He's going to get it somewhere else while you letting him go. So they don't want him going anywhere. So
we got that on there. Let's see what other big games out there is. Georgia playing a real tough one. Charleston Southern. Ooh.
Yeah.
She's typical SEC play a garbage team when it's out like a wing up. Clemson versus Wake Forest. Wake Forest can on there. This is Clemson's season on the line there, so we'll see what happens there. Arkansas, Alabama. That'll kind of be interesting on that one. I think Bama's going to take care of them. Yeah. With it, Oregon, Utah might be probably the best game to watch of the week on there. That's actually a primetime game on ABC. So that's definitely I like that one. That's actually at Utah, so I kind of think that one's like that. So
okay,
on there, and again, Ohio State, Michigan State. I think that's a noon start, and that's on ABC. So Fox's noon game is Oklahoma and Iowa State on there. So Oklahoma coming off the loss. I think they'll take care of them.
Yeah.
Georgia Tech and Notre Dame. Georgia Tech's terrible. Notre Dame should win that one. And Cincinnati, SMU. That actually might be a decent game on there. I wouldn't be surprised if SMU beats Cincy, and then thus Ed ends the conversation of, well, Cincinnati deserves to be there. If they lose to SMU, no, they don't. I think SMU's okay on there, but we'll look at that. But yeah, next week's going to be the big week there where you're going to have rivalry week.
Yes.
You're going to have Michigan State, Penn State, Michigan, Ohio State, Bama, Auburn.
That's going to be...
So...
Yeah.
UCLA, USC, and that.
So that'll be cool to talk when we get to that.
And I think that's Oklahoma and Oklahoma State is next week too.
Oh, okay.
I would love to see Oklahoma State just take care of Oklahoma because
I
I think Oklahoma's a fraud.
Oh snap!
Fraud. You don't play defense. So.
All right.
So. But that's going to be on there. So, yeah. And again, the weather's going to be here. At least it's going to be terrible. So, it's going to be cold.
Yeah.
It's going to be cold for like the next week here. Next week, we're going to get highs in the 30s.
I don't want to hear it. Just be quiet. People want to hear that. I don't want to hear it. I don't. We're going to pretend that you didn't say that, and we're just going to...
Bow, bow, wow.
So you're in the midst of the fantasy season on there. You're struggling along. You're toiling around, maybe around 500 or just below 500 on there. And you're going, what the hell am I going to do? Dude, if you listened to me last week and you took Ramondre Stevenson, you probably won that week on there. Trust me, I did that Sunday morning when Kamara was basically suddenly not playing. I'm like, oh my God, I need to do that. Because Hunt's on the IR, Kamara's hurt, Damian Harris is hurt. I need a starting running back here to start on there. So what I do, I pick up Ramondre Stevenson. I listened to my own advice, and I won by 20. So, yeah, here we go on there. And what the hell's going on here with my laptop?
Oh, no. Technology.
I got this blank screen. I got part. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
there we go. Jesus freaking Christ. So yeah, if you got Kyler Murray who may play, may not play on there, and you need on there who to pick up on that this week on there. This is all about matchups on there. As much as we said we're not sure about Tua, but they're playing the Jets, so you might want to pick up Tua on there. On that. They got on there, so I would definitely look at that. Jimmy Garoppolo, Jimmy G. Why? Because they're paying Jacksonville, so definitely one to pick up on that one. You know what? Mac Jones might be my pickup the week on there. He's starting to get it done, but they're facing Atlanta, and Atlanta can't stop freaking anybody on there. So definitely look at that.
Well, he's riding high right now, and
pick him up on it.
And Atlanta's a good matchup.
On there.
Right. You're right.
A lot of leagues on there, as I said, Ramondre Stevenson is still available in a lot of leagues on there. What? Pick him up. Why? Because they're facing Atlanta on there as well. Deontay Foreman is now, it looks like your number one running back in Houston for Tennessee, so definitely pick him up on that as well. And then maybe again, I still like Eno Benjamin for Arizona because they're facing Seattle, and Seattle can't stop the run for anybody on that. With it, if you're in a deep on a league on there and you get on there, definitely look on there because Aaron Jones is out for at least this week, so they're definitely AJ Dillon on there as well. Receiver wise on there, want to pick up on it is Darnell Mooney. Pick him up maybe for this week on there, but definitely is for Thanksgiving. Why? Because who they're playing? They're playing the Lions. So pick up him on there for around that as well. And Elijah Moore, I definitely like him. Now he's starting to get healthy and he's starting to play much better with the Jets. So look at that. And Jacoby Myers, he's going to get on there. Definitely like that as well. And then for tight ends on there, there's still a couple out there. As I said, is Logan Thomas is healthy, not right now, at least for this week, maybe. I don't know. Dan Arnold for the Jacksonville. And again, I definitely like Tyler Conklin and CJ Uzma. Tyler Conklin with Minnesota, CJ Uzma with Bengals. CJ Uzma, he doesn't catch a lot of yards, but all he does is catch touchdowns. He's got 5 touchdowns already this year, and definitely JoJo likes him, so definitely pick up them. And again, if you need a tight end, if you need a kicker or a defense, don't even talk to me. Find somebody.
Yes, get out of here with that nonsense.
Take whoever the Lions don't have as their kicker on there, because again, their kicker's terrible. I think now they're. So we got our pick'ems.
Oh yay! This is my.
As we say, do the opposite of what we do.
It feels like that.
Oh my God, this is terrible. So we got pick'ems on there, and this one on there. I have no idea what to do anymore on there.
I don't
because if
either.
you listen to me on there, you're probably living in a van down by the river with Chris Farley.
Yeah, well, and someone stole your rims, and you've got no
It's on
gas.
blocks.
Yeah, so you got
You're
no gas.
you're in a ranchero on blocks with a cab over the back of it.
Yes.
You couldn't even get your van. You're in a ranchero, not an El Camino, because you couldn't even afford the El Camino. A ranchero. On there. So we got tomorrow's game on there. This is one that's like, if you got something better to do, find it. Unless you're a true New England fan, you might as well watch it. New England is on the road at Atlanta. They're a 5.5 point favorite on there. Yeah, Atlanta's terrible. They have no receivers now, other than Pitts on there, because again, Ridley's basically took time off on there. He just doesn't care anymore on it with it. So yeah, give me New England. With it, they're going to run the ball. They're going to play a short passing game under. The defense is going to be able to put some pressure on Matty Ice, and he's probably going to get killed.
I'm with you. New England all day, all night long. Atlanta's just not been that impressive, and with Mac Jones running wild, well, how can you go wrong?
All right, so we got Mac Jones. On there. So we got Sunday 1 o'clock game. We've got Indianapolis is on the road. They're a 6.5 point dog to Buffalo. It's gonna be cold. It's gonna be windy. There might be even snow in Buffalo on it. Indy's been doing better on there because they've been able to run the ball on there. Buffalo's been Jekyll and Hyde on there. I think Buffalo gets everything right on there. I think they're gonna put some pressure on Carson Wentz, and the weather's crappy. Give me Buffalo.
Yeah, the Carson Wentz experiment has not been working out well for me. I agree. In my opinion, I agree with you on that. So I'm with you. I'm on the same page with you on that one. Buffalo's got to right the ship, so now's a good time. Keep it rolling, so I got to get a cord. Go ahead.
Okay, so we got Baltimore is on the road to Chicago. They're a 6.5 point favorite against the Bears. Justin Field is not a must start this week for down there. I expect a 3 turnover game on there, probably getting sacked several times on there. One on there. And as we said, Matt Nagy will be the first coach fired. Give me Baltimore and with that. So
I am with you. Chicago is a disaster piece.
Yes,
they're just brutal, and so Baltimore, man, it's something about Baltimore, man. They're just gritty and grimy. It feels like all the time they just find ways to pull out wins, and year in and year out. And this is no exception in this particular case. Jeez, it's the damn Bears.
Yes, so we got that. All right, so we got Detroit is on the road. They're 10.5 point dog to Cleveland. As we said, as Cleveland has been up and down, they kind of underachieve a little bit. But again, what do you need to get your ship right? Play Detroit. Chubb will be healthy on that one. I think even Hunt might be back on there. This one on it. Yeah, Donovan People-Jones, start him if you got him.
Yeah.
Trust me, they're playing Detroit. Give me Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's it doesn't matter how banged up Cleveland is right now. Detroit is just not a good team.
They can't throw the ball on there, and with it, I think, and again, definitely Cleveland's defense. Why? Because they're playing the Lions.
Right.
All right. Houston is also a 1 o'clock game. They're on the road to go to Tennessee. They're also a 10.5 point dog on this one. This one should be really easy. Tennessee. Why? Because it's Houston.
Yeah, Houston has got to be the biggest disaster in the league right now.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know how that team. Okay, we're making national news where national people are talking on the radio and are saying, like maybe the league should step in and do something about the Lions and force them to take some certain people and get this thing straightened out. And gosh dang it, they should be making that same conversation about the Texans. I mean, they're just horrible. I don't know how you could pick them to take any team this year and feel confident about it.
Right.
That's one of them in Detroit are the teams you take on your death pool, right? You're like, oh, they're gonna lose.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean. So your survival pool or whatever.
Yes.
Jesus.
I mean, yeah, Detroit on this one. You basically bet against Detroit every week. You're alive.
Yeah. Same thing with
with
the Texans.
Yeah. So give me the Titans on there this
All
week on there.
day, man.
All right, Green Bay is on the road. They're going to Minneapolis. They're a 2.5-point favorite to Minneapolis on there. Yeah, Green Bay won last week on there against Seattle. Ran the ball, okay. Didn't look all that great offensive-wise. Minnesota having a nice game against the Chargers. This is one. Minnesota only beats good teams on this one.
Yeah.
Are they going to beat Green Bay?
Yeah, can they beat Green Bay? I just don't feel like. To me, the Aaron Rodgers effect comes in here now. Do you want to get beat by these guys?
Right.
And so I feel like that's a divisional game. You don't want Cousins. Even though you have the upper hand, you sure don't want him coming in and playing well against your team and winning because you're not playing as well as you could. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm gonna take Green Bay in this one, but that's why it's 2.5.
Yes. I'm taking Minnesota as a home dog on this one because, again, running game for Green Bay is banged up a little bit under, and the kicking game is terrible on it. How the hell does Crosby still have a job is beyond me. And their defense is not that good, so I'm going to take Minnesota.
Okay.
On this one. Miami is on the road. They're going up to the MetLife, the new Meadowlands. They're a 2.5-point favorite against the Jets. Why? Because it's the Jets. I'm going to give me Miami because if you're starting Joe Flacco, you're probably going to lose.
Yeah.
Not that I think Miami's all that good on there. It's just the Jets are a train wreck.
The Jets are that bad. That's kind of the issue here. It's not about how good you think Miami is, because that's not even what we're talking about here. It's just kind of how bad how bad they are. So, I'm taking Miami as well.
All right, we got another 1 o'clock game. New Orleans is going up the road up on there. They're playing Philadelphia at Philly. New Orleans is a 1.5-point favorite. I don't even know who's quarterbacking this week on this one, but if it's Trevor Siemian, I hate to say it, I may take Philly.
I don't know, man. Philly can't muster up 200 yards to save their life.
Kamara's banged up. They hit really.
Yeah.
Getting honest.
No, you're right. And they don't
know
they got no quarterback because they don't know who
either
they're
does
playing.
Philly because they got Hurts,
Yeah.
but I think Philly's going to win this one because they're at home.
I'm gonna take the Saints, but I don't feel good about it.
No.
I couldn't even tell you why.
Yes.
It's one of those things. Throw it up in the air and see what sticks. And I've been shitting the bed, so let's just go for broke. What the hell?
All right, so we got another 1 o'clock game. The Washington football team is going to Carolina, where they're 2.5-point favorite on it. Cam Newton is going to be the starter. I can't believe Carolina. I know it's probably because of Christian McCaffrey's the only reason they're favored on that one. On it,
Yeah.
Washington has no offense whatsoever. If they give the ball to Christian, Christian has a game like he had last week. Give me Carolina.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Carolina. They're gonna put some wrinkles out there that they haven't offered before. I think they're gonna expand on the Cam Newton experiment as far as getting him involved in weird gimmicky plays and doing whatever they can to shake things up. McCaffrey's gonna be back. All that stuff is gonna not gonna bode well for the Washington football team. I just don't see how they're not gonna be able. I don't know that they'll be able to game plan. They have the personnel to game plan for that. Not that they can't game plan for it, but executing it, I just don't see it. So, So there you go. I'm going to take Carolina.
All right, so we got the last 1 o'clock game. Frisco makes the trip out east on there. They're playing Jacksonville. They are a 6.5-point favorite on the road. Garoppolo's playing better, and again, it should be easy to play against Jacksonville on there with it. Again, Frisco's going to run the ball still.
Yeah,
with
I was about to say.
Kittle looks great on there, basically getting some blocking receiver. Yeah, give me Frisco on there, and with them against Jacksonville. Because again, Kyle Shanahan is a better play caller than Urban Meyer at this point, especially
for sure.
in the pros.
For sure. And then, like you said, I really see San Francisco just dominating the ball.
Yes.
That just
it's going to be
just run the rock.
38 to 40 minutes of basically controlling the clock.
Right. So yeah, I think they'll be able to run the ball so effectively that Garoppolo will be able to just kind of pick and choose when he wants to pluck downfield and do what he wants to do. And I just think that's the recipe here, and that's how they'll handle it. I'll take San Francisco.
All right, we got the first of the 4 o'clock game. Cincinnati is going to Vegas. They're a half-point favorite on the road on this one. Coming off the bye, Vegas basically showed what Vegas was on there, losing last week, even though they had a couple nice wins on there. Give me JoJo on after a bye week on there, and JoJo and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Joe Mixon.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that
and
one.
I said it's CJ on there because why? Vegas can't stop a tight end.
All right. Yeah, Vegas is just they're in shambles. They were a mess kind of going in, and it's not gonna like get better magically. It just doesn't work that way. So yeah, it is what it is. I'm with you. I'm on the same page on that one too.
All right, we got Dallas's 425 game. They're going to KC. They're 2.5-point dog to KC on this one. Dallas has been kind of Jekyll and Hyde on there. Again, they looked great last week, and then they look like garbage against Denver on this one.
And KC's been underachieving. So.
Yes, I don't know on this
so
one.
This is a tough one, man.
I think because I think Case. I think Dallas is going to pull the upset.
I do too.
I think they're going to run the ball because I don't think Dallas can stop the run.
Yeah, I'm with you. I like Dallas in this game. It's hard to say this, but I just feel like right now, Dak played well. If he does half of what he did last week, I think it's enough.
Yes.
I really do because, you kind of have the two-headed monster over there with your running game right now.
And you got great receiver. I mean, you got CeeDee Lamb is showing he's the best receiver on that team.
Yeah. So
on this one.
So I'm going to take Dallas. I mean, like I said earlier, KC winning one game doesn't make me feel good about how crappy they've played all year long.
Right. Their defense is terrible. It might be a shootout, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
which will be at least entertainment for us.
If KC's back, then yeah, they're going to win. But I don't know if they're back. And in Dallas is so up and down. I'm just going to assume. I should assume they're down this week, but I don't know. So I don't know. I'll take Dallas for the upset, like you said.
Okay, so we got that on there. We got the last of the 425 game. We got Arizona going up to Seattle. Arizona was a 1.5-point favorite on there with this one. I think Kyler Murray is going to be back this week. I definitely think Hopkins is going to be back on it. Seattle's defense is terrible. They have no offensive line on there, so Russ. I don't know if Russ is going to have enough time to throw the ball against the pass rush of Arizona. Even though. You know what? I'm not going with Arizona. I'm just not buying. Again, I think Seattle's just as I said at the beginning of the year. Seattle might be the worst team in the NFC West.
They're another team that's all defunct, and we talked about the whole Russ situation and him not even wanting to be there. Yeah. So I agree. They're just not in a good place, personnel wise. But that situation, that's why he doesn't want to be there because they don't have anyone. There's nothing there. So, yeah, dude, once again in lockstep.
All right, so we got the Sunday night game. Pittsburgh goes out to the Chargers. Pittsburgh is a 3.5-point dog on there. I know the Chargers got no Bosa. He's got COVID. Big Ben's supposed to be back this week on it. But again, does that really help Pittsburgh that much out there with it?
Yeah,
I don't know. This is not good. This is not the matchup people thought it was at the beginning of the year on this one. I'm going Chargers because I'm not buying anything to Pittsburgh. I mean, their offense is just terrible.
Yeah, Pittsburgh's really hard to watch after what we watched last week. Holy cow. So, yeah. What they got, the Chargers, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to... Herbert and the crew have kind of been inconsistent and underachieving a little bit there from what we originally kind of... the trend we thought we were going to get. But yeah, Pittsburgh's just They're just a hot mess, man.
Yeah.
And they've been sneaking and stealing and grabbing games and for too long. You can't smoke and mirror and do all this crazy stuff. And I mean, eventually, when you run out of talent, you're going to run out of wins.
Yes.
And that's kind of just what's happened with Pittsburgh. So, yeah, I'll take the Chargers, dude.
All right, we got a Monday night game on there. Tampa Bay having a rough loss against Washington this week. Don't worry, they're playing the Giants on there. Giants are 11.5-point dog on the road.
Yeah, wow.
If the Brady needed a game to basically get everything right on this one, this is the one. Give me Tampa.
I feel sorry for Giants and Giants fans because he is going to take it out on these fools.
Yes.
Like nobody's business because they just, I mean, they're not good. Their defense can't stop anything, and Brady's just like that. He's just like that. He's going to be so bent out of shape about last week.
Yes.
How did they lose to the Washington football team?
Gronk's supposed to be back this week. Everybody's honest.
Yeah.
Give me Tampa.
Oh, yeah.
Who to start for Tampa?
Everybody. Yeah. They're all going to get in on it.
There's our pick'ems on there. We've got to do better than the last couple weeks.
Oh,
we
my
can't
gosh.
do any worse, so there we go.
We could do worse, but we better not.
Better not.
That's brutal.
Oh,
man. So I don't know what to say about all these crazy picks, guys. I mean, it's been a struggle. We'll get there. We'll see. I would be remiss if I didn't throw out the whole IWE. We're going to be in Oscoda. There's new Battlezone TV episodes up on the YouTube channel. So go to iwegladiators.com. Make sure you get all your info. I will be at the Oscoda High School, I believe, raising some money for the Veterans Park and affairs out there. And it'll be a fun show. It's always family friendly and free for kids 10 and under. So we'll be doing that and taping another episode of Battlezone TV, which is now just adding affiliate after affiliate after affiliate. So we're probably in your town at this point, it feels like. So for all your listings, go to iwegladiators.com. And if we're not in your neighborhood, ask your local cable company to get us in the mix. And in the meantime, go to the YouTube channel and make sure you don't miss out on any Battlezone TV. I'm doing commentary over there, a lot of great pro wrestling and cool entertainment type action over there. Pretty much constantly new content. So check it out. So as we're watching a little bit of wrestling here in the studio.
So we got an update here. Lakers and the Bucks.
Bucks
are up by 8. Giannis is going off. He's got 41 points tonight.
Nice. I love when Moose kind of like reads my segues before I can say. You could tell we've been doing this a long time. As I say, now we can get into some updates here on sport. And I didn't even get my sentence out, and Moose is already spitting it out. He's got it up here, so. That's how you could tell we've been doing this together for a long time. It's kind of funny, because I have weird segues, like where I kind of go with stuff. So, but Moose is like, "Oh, I'm all over it. I'm already looking it up." So, what else do we got? We got a couple of hockey games, don't we? Oh no, we got one coming up though. I know we got. Isn't the Kraken coming up soon?
Yes.
They're coming up here, at the top of the hour, I think.
Charlotte beat Washington tonight, so that's interesting.
Yeah,
we got TNT. We got Chicago and the Kraken on TNT and ESPN Plus. We got Washington and the Kings there right now. The only game going on looks like is Colorado over Vancouver 1-0. So
okay.
Our Pistons won. They won by 8 points, 97-89. So.
Oh, that's nice. We'll take it because we're like 3-6 or
we're 4-10.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, I mean it was a rough start on there, but now Cunningham's out there. Washington, Charlotte beating Washington 97-87. Let's see what else. What else is the final? As you said, we already got there. Let's see. OKC is up by 9 over Houston. In 80-71, Minnesota over Sacramento, 76-70. And then we already talked about that. And then we got Orlando is up by 6 over the Knicks. And then at ESPN, we got a 10 o'clock game. Dallas and Phoenix. Actually, that might be a good game to watch. So.
Yeah, it might be.
So.
Might be. So, sporting events are they're pretty much rolling like normal nowadays. So we're gonna have a normal March Madness, do you think?
Well, unless Krzyzewski's grandson gets popped for another DUI.
So I'm just kind of curious if, like, now we're kind of through all that. Well, now, what did we do last year?
Oh, yeah, the NCAA on their women's tournament expanded also to 68, so they're going to have those couple play games.
Oh, okay, nice. Because that's, what we were clamoring for.
Yeah, so I think things will calm down a little bit for the tournament on there, so we may have more of a local on their tournament, regular tournament,
all right,
on there. So we'll see what happens there with it.
Yeah.
Also, again, for your truly geekiness on there, Michigan Wolverines are the #1 college hockey team in the country. So that's nice. They have a 6-game homestand coming up against Notre Dame.
Wow!
So they play 2 here and on every week on it, but yeah. Of course, they should be the number. They got like 3 guys are like first-round draft picks of the NHL, or 4 guys that are on the team that are first-round draft picks for the NHL.
That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. So anyway, your kids are all done with your thing now too, so you're pretty much wrapped up with sports.
Yeah, I'm done for till spring and that. The daughter's gonna swim some travel swim, but. She's not really interested in doing any. She just wants to be conditioned. She's like, I don't want to do any swim meets. I just want to just concentrate on just working on it. So I said, all right. And the other one is going to do conditioning for softball because softball season comes up for the high school. And she's their #1. She's going to be pitching this year and playing center field. So,
oh, nice.
She hasn't pitched in a couple of years, but they need a pitcher, and she's got the experience, so it will be interesting on that. So
yeah.
Got a new coach for the high school on there. But the nice thing is I know the coach there. His daughter and my daughter played together for, 8 years now?
Oh, okay.
Off and on.
Oh, wow.
So,
all right. Yeah, that's nice.
He's in a place that we're not going to go undefeated in the regular season because he's going to try to find some competition, especially non-conference on there.
All right.
So we're going to play a little bit harder competition and get us ready for playoff time. So
that's good. So do you have the typical how often would you say you see the typical overbearing sports parent?
Oh, there's a couple on there, but it's pretty much not too bad.
Not necessarily with your team, but just because Moose, I have to say you're Superman out here with all these things you go to because both of your daughters are very active in multiple sports, and so it feels like as much as you do this and work and do your family thing or whatever, you're like the soccer car mom person too. I mean, like you're taxiing everywhere.
I'm there just to support on your.
Sure, I know you are, but I'm just saying, like you're getting games in with the Karens of the kids sports world.
Yeah, the nice thing is most of the. At least I've seen it on there, but most of the parents are pretty laid back and cool about it.
That's good.
Especially when we were doing the travel ball and that.
Sure.
At least on our team, none of the parents were basically we're like, listen, we're there, and the coach said we're not putting up with this crap.
Right.
We will not put up with a cancer in the dugout and parents wise on there. We will purposely not take a kid if her parents are complete assholes.
Sure.
And I like that fact with it. So we're there just to support them. I'm not the coach. I'm not going to try to be the coach. I'm not telling the coach what to do.
Exactly.
And we'll go from there with it on there. And I think that's what's going to be nice about this with on there.
That's good.
And then again, swimming. Most parents are good.
They're pretty chill. Good.
They're pretty chill.
Yeah, I figure for swimming it wouldn't be too big of a deal, but I also know sports can get heated no matter what it is, And so my kids did basketball, softball, and of course martial arts. And the martial arts competitions are a little different when they're younger. So it's more about like form and things like that. So, but it can get all that stuff can get pretty heated. So I was just kind of curious, because when my daughters were that age, they were fairly busy. They did soccer too. And I think we've seen it a little bit here and there.
Yeah, soccer. You're going to see definitely the soccer. Boys soccer, girls soccer, boys hockey. You definitely get that on there where they're out of control sometimes. And you'll see a little bit. I think so. Also in football and that, where you get some of these dads that are just with it.
I just never got that.
Dude, you know what? I want my kids to succeed. I want my kids to have fun.
The key to it is to have the experiences, the connections, the memories, the camaraderie, the teamwork, the exercise, the fun. Like all of those things come before winning.
Right.
Like, I mean, I just listed off like 12 different things that.
Too. So like my daughter Jessica, who again wrapped up the high school swimming in that, and again we had our divisional meet and again, being post-COVID and that, her conditioning is not quite up to what it was pre-COVID and that.
Sure.
So she didn't qualify for any of the states and that, but she ended up winning the MVP of the MAC Silver here. And her team was also awarded the sportsmanship best honor. And again, which was great is some of these kids aren't the best swimmers in it, but they're trying it.
Sure.
And most of these kids are all cheering them on. They're happy.
Good.
Even if they're on the other team. Hey, you just did it on you're terrible. You're not a great swimmer, but you swam a 500 free. Granted, it was 5 minutes slower than my daughter. That who cares? I mean, they were doing that, and I think that's the aspect with it. I think a lot of parents have lost that aspect of sportsmanship.
Yeah.
Again, your kids aren't going to play major college ball or get a scholarship major college. You know what? They're just enjoy for them just to do it and compete with it. And if they get some success, enjoy it for what the moment it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and the whole thing about sportsmanship and in general is it kind of falls under that category of, people will forget what you said and people will forget what you do, but they'll never forget how you made them feel.
Right.
And so, like, just take that into everything you do and, things will work out. And so that's the great thing about sportsmanship is that's what it's supposed to kind of teach that. So I don't know. That's why I like to have my kids involved in athletics for a whole bunch of other things, not so they can win all the time and get scholarships and be a millionaire athlete. Like that's great if that happens, but that's not what we're striving for.
I think sports and that your kids playing in sports and again, if you do it right, it builds character for your kids. And it's basically that's what it helps build them to people that what you want them to be.
Yeah.
And if you're one of them complete asshole parents, man, I don't even deal with you. I don't. You know what? I don't have time, and I don't have the patience for this crap.
Yeah, I'm with you. Oh, snap. Phooey. Another one in the books. Moose, we're getting close to the holidays.
Yep.
Very, very close.
Yep. So next week we'll have our Thanksgiving show. So we'll talk a little bit about what we're thankful for.
Sure.
Obviously not the Lions coach.
Yes. We'll do all the things we're thankful for in sports and otherwise. We'll have fun with that.
We'll talk about that.
I am not dressing like a turkey though.
We'll talk about some foods that you got to have on your dining room table for Thanksgiving, and some foods that just like, what the hell are you thinking?
Should we? Okay. Yeah, I'm with that. We'll break it down. We'll have some fun with it. Yeah, Thanksgiving foods and stuff. I'm cool with that. It'll be fun. We'll kick it. Maybe I'll have a beverage and a cigar, and we'll partake in the holiday.
Because I'm not hosting it, so that's great.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Same.
I just got to make stuffing, and then I'll cook my turkey for the family for the post-Thanksgiving festivities and dinner and leftovers on Friday when I'm off work.
Oh, there you go.
Smoke it.
I got to call and find out what I'm supposed to bring, so I'm lucky like that. I hope you guys have it easy, and it's not too bad. We'll talk more next week. We appreciate you guys for hanging with us. We love you guys. Be good to each other.
Peace out, brothers.
Peace.
You're listening to Studio 57 Radio, your home for underground hip-hop rapping. R&B. Studio 57 Radio.